Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to cover all of the new content in Hockey Ultimate Team, just like we always do. Before we get into it though, guys, don't forget to subscribe to the channel, as this is going to be the place where you get all of the most up-to-date and all of the big news and info when it comes to NHL 22. I've already got the beta coming up. If you haven't checked that out, go watch my recent video. It kind of breaks down what's going on. But over the next little while, whenever there is news released about NHL 22, I'll make sure to break it down and get it to you guys almost immediately. And same with when we go into NHL 22 when it comes to hot content. This is my main gig, so I will break it all down for you in great detail. So let's get into today's content. All right, so we'll start today's new content off with the 92 Logan Stanley. And honestly, next year, his cards could be significant, as he had a fine early rookie season this year, and next year, if he provides some little more offense and takes a bigger leap, this could be a card used in Hockey Ultimate Team throughout everyone's lineup. He's 6'7", and just on defense, that's so important. I've mentioned that many times. It's just in your own zone, 6'7" is dominant. However, that being said, obviously he has some drawbacks right now with this 92 card. His speed is only going to be capped out at 89, while his acceleration get up to 93. That's not terrible. Everything else, his shot with barrage would be pretty decent. But he is going to play extremely stiff. But I just want to bring him up because next year in 22, this could be a pretty potent card in HUT. Next up is the 93 Igor Sherangovich, 6'2" for the New Jersey Devils, Swarm, Wingman, and Gladiator on this card specifically. He had a pretty good season this year, and again, another card that could provide some great value in NHL 22. It's 6'2". His speed can get up to 93. This one specifically, 97 on the acceleration. Everything else can basically touch the high 90s. At 6'2", those are the nice cards when you can combine speed, shot, and a bit agility. And when I say agility, I mean puck control, deking, that kind of stuff, because that's what impacts using L2 and spin moves and dekes. And the fact that he's 6'2" with 93 body checking, that is pretty dominant when trying to hold on to the puck. So the 93 Sherangovich. Moving on, we've got the 94 Tyson Yost, 5'11" with Heart and Soul, Howitzer, and Thief. Honestly, not going to lie, his acceleration is kind of going to hinder this card no matter what. At 5'11", you want to see him be a little bit faster. His speed can get to 95, but acceleration only 92. At this stage of the game, there's just far better mid-90s cards, so if you got him, I would just sell him unless, you're trying to build a Avalanche theme team. Moving on to the Ottawa Senators, 96 overall, Nick Holden, 6'4". This is actually a really nice left-handed defenseman card for the end game. Acceleration can get up to 97. Speed's only 93, but everything else is in the high 90s. And he's 6'4", like I mentioned with Logan Stanley. Defensemen that are big, really going to give you significant value, especially when you're playing Hockey Ultimate Team at this stage. You want to make sure you have some big defensemen to deal with all of the top-end guys that are already huge. And lastly, we've got the 97 Tyler Bertuzzi, Swarm, Workhorse, and Howitzer. 6'1", his acceleration can get to 96, speed to 95. Everything else is 99. A nice all-around card. But not much else you can say here. I think that because of the 97 there on his card is overall, it's going to drive value a little bit higher. You can find some cards that, are roughly around that for a lot cheaper, but this is a solid endgame card, and if you're building a Detroit Red Wings team, especially, a current team, not a Legends one, this is, you're going to be hard-pressed to find a lot of high-end Detroit Red Wings. So we also got a new NHL moment commemorating Miku Koivu's 1,000th game in the NHL, 6'3". This was always a really, really good card in Hockey Ultimate Team because his face-off rating specifically, especially early on, he was always really good. But his speed 95, acceleration 93, everything else in the high 90s. When you're talking about centermen, guys, again, I'm going to start trying to give some more tips and general tips for anyone that's still watching that's newer, wants to learn more about the game as we ramp up to 22. Bigger centers don't really necessarily need a ton of speed because you're not going to be in a situation where they're the ones driving down the boards usually. So as long as they're big with high face-off rating, you can get away with a lot of that. And this is a really, really well-built card and a good moment for Miku Koivu getting 1,000 games. And then a new set for Wayne Gretzky has been released, much like the, I believe, NHL Moments event, where they gave you multiple versions of a card. This one specifically, if you trade in a icon collectible, you'll get 4 different, all of the Wayne Gretzky's throughout. So the St. Louis Blues, the Oilers, Kings, all of it, and the Rangers. And again, nothing really to this. It's honestly nothing crazy. But it will cost you an icon collectible. So if you're looking for one specifically, I'll show you what we're looking at right here. Again, nothing crazy here, but again, you'll see all of the different ones. They've all got the same synergies, it looks like. does boost it up a little bit. I believe Barrage is now you getting 6 for it, so you do get a little bit of an increase there, but other than that, not too much going on here, and again, just kind of a neat thing if you want the actual card art to be a little bit different. All right, guys, so that is going to do it for today's content. Make sure you check me out on stream as well. I go live every single day on Twitch at 12 p.m. Eastern Time. Really into MLB recently. With Madden coming up, we will be playing a lot of Madden as well. All right, guys, thank you for watching. I'll see you tomorrow. Have a good one.